All right. Shalom, Israel. This is Delaware ISUPK. ISUPK started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And we about to get the Delaware Sabbath Service started. ISUPK the Sabbath Service. Let me go ahead and Pastor Yemen, take the wine there, sir.
All right. La Yasha'Allah.
Laya Sha'ala. Ooh, wait. All right. Amajam, Wapanya Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. And what we want to do is we want to send up the prayers in the Hebrew and in the English. All right. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa,
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim,
Bashamayim.
Kodash,
Kadash.
Hayah,
Ayah.
Shemka,
Shemka.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Malakwithka,
Malakwith.
Taba'ah,
Laba'ah.
Ratazayaka,
Ratazahika.
Hayah,
Ayah.
Aisha,
Aisha.
Ha'aratazah,
Ba'aratazah.
Kawa,
Kawa.
Hayah,
Ayah.
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim.
Nathanalawa,
Lathanawa.
Lakam,
Lakam.
Cal,
Cow.
Yawam,
Yawam.
Wasalak Lanawa,
Wasalak Nanawa.
Kabawafinawa,
Kabawak Nanawa.
Kasalak Lanawa,
Kasalak Nanawa.
Kabawafianawa,
Kawawak Uyanawa.
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah.
Thabaya Ayanawa,
Tabayayanawa.
Banasayawan,
Banasayo Salakia. Banasai one.
A ball,
A ball.
Hawashawanawa,
Hawashayanawa.
Mayan,
Mayan.
Rai,
Rai.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Laka,
Laka.
Hamalakwith,
Hamalakwa.
Waha'ala,
Waha'ala.
Wahathaparath,
Wahasaparia.
La'awalumium,
La'aroyum.
Aman.
Aman.
When we do it moving forward, I'm just going to go ahead and say it so we can get right through it. Okay, sir?
Yeah.
All right, Kana Wakan, sir.
All right.
Kana Wakan.
This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father.
Our Father. Oh, Salakia.
Which are in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it.
All right. This is the prayer for Hakat, for the power, Hakat. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Barak Washah, Nathananawa, Hakat, Lara Pa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Matawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakat, Lahaquium, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama Allah, Lagara Shun, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Thawada Aman.
All right, this is the power in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirit, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you, so be it.
All right, this is the prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Barak Lanawa. Wayasha Arla. Wahabayach Saparium. Barak Rapah. Magun. Hagun. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. The Wada Aman.
This is bless Israel in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it.
Well, I think I got the wrong one for that one, but that's wild. This is Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayunya, Ahahariam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izaria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Anayawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makaurai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ait, Iwalam.
All right, this is Psalms 21 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From which cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this day forth and ever forevermore. Even forevermore, Salakia.
God. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Takarash, wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Abayabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'irayamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'itazawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala Ayasakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Salaki, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalya, Adawam, Wayashimai, Salaki, Wayashimayalium, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashaf, Amyashabya, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zerawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adma, Shayatamwa, Nadayatmawa, Kayarab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazamanai, Kal Nasiya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarash, Salakia, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Ath, Naawath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Sayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Thaba Ira Ya Ira, Wakalaba, Thalahat, Harayam, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa Irika, Wabasa Wapafka, Thabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kualawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ayait, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kayatha, Shemka, Yahweh, Labaka, Alayawan, Al, Cal, Ha'arataza.
All right, this is Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silent, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. Lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hated thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy hidden ones, Salaki, against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also has joined in with them. They have hoped that the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Areb and like Zaed. Yea, all their princes as Zubah and as Zulumuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as they stumble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thy name, that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
Right. All right. Sarah, it's your turn. All right. And Yeshabium, which means to be seated. All right. All right, man. Most High in Christ, man.
Shalakia.
In there, man. Most High in Christ, man. As usual, man. You know what I mean? Just to always get started off with that prayer, man. That prayer is something else. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to say it every single class. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that every single class. I love that prayer, man. I love Psalms 83, man. You know what I mean? Especially what we dealing with right now, with this COVID-19, and what we dealing with this when we read in Exodus, the book of Exodus. You know, we really bringing it all the way out and bringing it all to full fruition. About like what we praying for, and what the children in Egypt the children of Israel was praying for in Egypt, man. They was praying for the destruction of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Like they was getting sick and tired of their harsh bondage. You know what I mean? And you know, it was coming to the point where it was just like, man, like, Lord, deliver us. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, you know, our people they need a little bit more waking up than our people in that day. In that day, it was easy to know who the enemy was. But in today's day, you know, our people, we still seek to be with our enemy.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Like, if I may, I mean, what we going through right now is heavy
Mm-hmm.
because it's heavy in two folds. One, we going through it in the paleo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we going through it just like as Moses was said. And then two, we dissecting it. We're actually going little by little, line upon line, and we also hitting at times precept upon precept. So it's really important. It's really important on how we're laying this out. So when you find a Sabbath service, you should stay with that Sabbath service, because that service every week is taken off from where it left off. So if you left off, if we left off at Exodus 9:2, you want to be able to come back to it and go through it with us the following week. So you kind of like want to stay with us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Take this journey and look at this information. Because I mean, it's real good information, and it's real good because we get a chance to see some things that we wouldn't usually see. You got to think that you got us, you got those that are actually here with us that when we're in class, and you got those that are online. So we got a lot of ears listening. So if we hear something, we should bring it out.
Right. You know what I mean? With that being said, make sure that, you know, if y'all have any questions, you know, definitely put it in the chat. You know what I mean? We not like the Christian church where, you know, you leave and you totally confused and you don't know what the heck you just heard. You know what I'm saying? We make sure that you understand what we reading. You see what I'm saying? What the whole purpose? Because this whole scripture, you gotta understand, man. When we reading these scriptures, there's a purpose to it. You see what I'm saying? It's a purpose to every event that happens in this book. And when it comes down to it, the purpose is for Israel, and it's for us to get back home. You see what I'm saying? So and understand that everything that we're going through, even our captivity, even our struggles, everything that we're going through, is to show you how the Most High was able to overcome our oppressor, how it was able to overcome certain situations, and how we can use these words from this book right here, how we can use this to understand and trust in what the Most High said, so that we can go back and reestablish what we were supposed to have at the first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Right. Hey, you know something, Salakia? You get a chance to see the consistency. You know, that scripture says, make sure your calling is an elect for sure. You get a chance to actually go over what your doctrine is, go over and get a fine tune that the School of Universal Practical Knowledge is on point of the things that we are actually telling you and teaching you on here. So, you know, don't just listen. You know what I mean? Listen, take it in. You got a question, leave it. If we can't answer it, we have leadership that's over us that can answer the questions that we may not be able to answer, and we'll get back to you. But this is a way that we all could grow. And if I may, one more thing in closing on this subject right here, well, on this area for me anyway, it get a chance for us all to be at one spirit, one body, one doctrine, one baptism, because we're all using the scriptures to understand what we're reading.
Right.
We're not going off of, as one would say, America's linguistics, as I always say. You know, we won't be going off of that understanding. What we'll be going off of what thus saith Yahweh. Right.
All right. Come on. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up right where we left off. Last week or the week before, we're going to start at Exodus chapter 10, and I'm going to read, if you don't mind, sir, I'll go ahead. You want me to start it off?
You can start it off.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start it off. I'm going to read the first 7 chapters, I mean, Salakia, first 7 books, starting from verse 8.
Verses.
We in chapter 10, verse 8.
Wow.
All right. So what we do, for those who, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know what we usually do. What we would do is we read the Hebrew. We read the Hebrew first. We read 7 chapters in the Hebrew, and then of course we'll read it in English. And then of course we break down that, and then we read another 7 in the Hebrew. And this is what we are reading. Just let me see if y'all can see that. You know what I mean? Y'all can see that. So we read the actual Hebrew. We study the Hebrew. Friday is our Lashawan Kodash class. You know what I mean? So we read the actual Hebrew. We learn the Hebrew because we taking back our heritage.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's very important for us to take back our heritage here. All right.
If I may say one more thing, if I may.
Kanamakan.
Understand, we're the only people on the planet that's speaking this.
Right.
Makes listen, that is the process of us becoming a nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's really heavy about this. What's real heavy about this is that we're returning back to our heritage. Mm-hmm. Guess what? We turning back to our language, and guess what? It had became a dead language.
It definitely has.
And now through One West, it has resurrected.
Right.
All right. So it's very important that you learn this, understand what we're doing, and the work that is put in to understand and read this. Because you're gonna have some brothers up here that's gonna be coming up here, and you're gonna be hearing this is a process. This is definitely a process. All right.
Absolutely. Oh, Salakia. So let me Salakia. Let me see if it can. There we go. All right. All right. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and read the Hebrew, the 7 in the Hebrew. All right. Waya Washab, Ath, Masha, Wa'ath, Aharan, Al, Parai, Waya Amar, Alaham, Lakal, Iba Dawa, Af, Yahweh, Allah Yakam, Maya, Wamaya, Hahalakiam, verse 9, Waya Amar, Masha, Bana Raya Noah, Wabaza Kwa Naya Na. My goodness. Salakia. Nalak Babana Yana Wa Wababana Nawa Tha Nawa. I'm getting these crazy words. Bataza Nanawa. Wababa Kwaranawa. Nalak Kaya Kag Yahweh Lanawa. Verse 10. Waya Amar Alahama Yahaya Kana Yahweh Aina Kam Ka'ashar Ashalak Athakam Wa'ath Tapakam Ra'awa Kaya Ra'ai Nagad Bana Yakam, verse 11. La'a Khana Lakawa Na'a Agabada Aslaki Agaba Rayam Wa'ai Badawa Ath Yahweh Kaya Atha Atham Maba Kwashayam Waya Rosh Atham Ma'ath Panaya Parai, verse 12. Waya Amar Yahweh Al Mashaha Nataha Yadak Il Ila Aratza Matazarium Ba'araba Waya Allah Ila Aratza Matazarium Waya Akal Ath Kala Salakia Kal Ishab Rataza Ath Kal Ashar Hasha Ayar Habarada. Let's see. Oh, 14. Wazata Masha Ath Mata Hawa Ila Rataza Matazarium Waya Hawa Nahaga Rawak Kwadayam Barataza Kal Hayawam Hahawa'a Wakal Halaya Laha Habakwar Hayaha Warawak Hakwadayam Nashar no Salakia Nasha'a Ath Haraba, verse 14. Waya Allah Ha'araba Ila Kal Arataza Matazarium Wayanak Bakal Gabawal Matazarium Kabad Ma'ad Lapanaya Salakia Lapa na Yawa La'a Ayahayaha Khan Abba Salakia Araba Kaba Salakia Kama Hawa Wa'aka Rayal La'a Yahweh Khan. That's it. Ooh wee. It was some words in there, boy.
All right. So
Come
now
on.
that you heard that in the Paleo Hebrew, now we're going to read exactly what he just spoke in the Paleo Hebrew. Now we're going to read it in the English. All right. So this is.
You want me to read it? You too.
I got it.
Right,
Exodus chapter 10. Can you hear me good?
Come, sir.
All right. Exodus chapter 10 and verse 8. Mm-hmm. And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, mm-hmm. And he said unto them, go serve Yahweh your power. But who are they that shall go? Now, Salaki, if I may, real quick, I just want to inform the people that's listening, right? When we go through these scriptures, if you have a King James Bible at home, if you look at the King James Bible, the word Lord in some places is in all caps. Okay. When the translators translated it into all caps, that is actually Yahweh's name. So that'll be Yahweh. So sometimes you'll hear us say Yahweh. And when you hear us say power, we're saying that in reference to God, because the word for God is, what's the word? You know the word?
The word for God?
God, for God. What's the paleo word for God?
I don't know.
It's huh? It's
I don't know.
It's
Alahaya?
Alahayim. Alahayim. Right? So that means power. And that is translated in the Bible. That word it's translated to for men, it's translated for angels, it's translated for the Most High, it's translated. That word Alahayim, it actually comes from it's translated into all those words. All right. So when you hear us say Yahweh, like for instance, if you guys are looking at your Bible, right? I just read Exodus chapter 10 and verse 8. If you go along with me, you can see what we're doing. We said, and Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh. And he said unto them, go serve Yahweh your power. But who are they that shall go? Now, the reason why I brought that out is because if they would have translated it in that way, you would
understand. Yeah.
You'll understand it better.
Right. They don't.
Go ahead, Salaki.
Salaki, sir, if I may, they don't want you to understand that Yahweh is your power.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it says Yahweh thy power. You know what I mean? So they don't want you to know that. And that's why Psalms 83 is so heavy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because it tells us that, you know what I mean, our enemies, they are confederate against us, and they seek to separate us from knowing who we are and who our God is.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And when you understand our God, it's saying our power.
Right. And that's so heavy.
It's heavy.
Right.
They don't want you to know what your power is. They don't want you to know your name. They want you to know that you're Israel, that we are Israel. And then they don't want you to know what your power is.
Your power.
You see what I'm saying?
Your power.
That's very key. So that's very heavy what you bringing out, sir. You know what I mean? Because if we understood that not only is God is he our power, but he is the most high power.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we put all of our faith in so much other than our power.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what and our enemies know this. Our enemies know this, and that's why they had that crafty counsel, because they're like, you know, we got to find a way to confuse this people. We got to find a way to keep these people lost and not know and have access to power. And they know that as long as they don't keep their laws, statutes, and commandments, you know what I mean, then they can never be as strong as they were.
God.
You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's so important to make sure that y'all are always listening, you know what I mean, when we're doing this Sabbath service and we're reading these scriptures, because you're going to find out how our power was activated. We're going to find out how our power, what our power did when it was activated. And one thing that's so heavy about this story right here, where we at right now, and you know, just to kind of catch us up, sir, if I may, we had just, the Most High God had just covered the ground with locusts. You see what I'm saying? So much that the earth moved. You see what I'm saying? So much that our forefathers have never seen and will never ever see again on this earth. You see what I'm saying? You ain't never seen so many pestilence, so many. You know, I brought it up the one time. I was saying, you know, I went over, seen it at the brother's house. He had so many roaches, it looked like the floor moved. But you didn't see the earth because there was so many locusts. And this was only happening in Egypt. It wasn't happening where we were. and Goshen, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Where we were in our land, it was clear. We was cool. We was chilling. But where they was, oh, it was tearing up they food. It was tearing up they oxen. It was tearing up they people, and the ground moved. It was so many daggone locusts. So at this point, now we getting to the point where Pharaoh is like, hey Moses, go ahead and talk to your God and tell him to go ahead and get rid of these people. Because now where's his magicians? Where's his priests? They complaining right along with the people.
You know what's heavy too about what we read? If those that have been with us, a lot of key things came out about all of that, and what you bringing out is so heavy because the first thing the Most High did was, and what we saw very clear, that he made a difference between us and the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? He made a difference between us and the Egyptians, and then he started to move forth,
right,
with the plagues. And as he moving forth with the plagues, it's a division. Like as you said in Gershom, this wasn't happening. So it was a separation between us and them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's really important. It's really important. If you look at the scriptures and go all the way back to Ham, Shem, and Japheth, the Most High made a difference way back then. He's always choosing and picking one and making that one holy, means to be set apart. So it's really important that we see the consistency throughout the story as we see. All right. And right at the end of verse 8, he said, but who are they that shall go? So he asked, who shall go?
That's heavy. That's heavy because he like, not my people. I mean, who all going?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it wasn't just Judah. You know what I'm saying? It was all 12 tribes. So maybe he was wondering, is all 12 going to go, or do y'all all serve the same God, or who are going?
He don't know our power.
Right. Go ahead, sir.
All right, verse 9. And Moses said, we will go with our young and our old, with our sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with our herds. We will go, for we must hold a feast unto Yahweh. So what's heavy right here is, right now it's only talking about going and holding a feast.
Right.
He's not talking about going and bouncing and rolling and going to his own land and all that. None of that's not a discussion at this point. Is that I haven't seen anything like that yet. And those are the things that I'm saying that comes out.
Right.
That sometimes we may miss. You know what I'm saying? We may not get a chance to see it. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, Moses is saying, look, our young, our old, our sons, our daughters, our flocks, our herds, we'll go and we'll do a feast unto Yahweh, right? Verse 10. And he said unto them, let Yahweh be so with you, as I will let you go, and your little ones look to it, for evil is before you. Verse 11. Not so. Go now, ye that are men, and serve Yahweh, for that ye did desire, and they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence. Verse 12. And Yahweh said unto Pharaoh,
unto Moses,
and Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, that they may come up upon the land of Egypt and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hell has left.
God, good night.
So eat the stuff I left over too. Eat that.
Good night. Yo, you understand, man, that hell tore up everything, man.
Right? The Lord is racist.
Yo, yeah, kind, man. I was just I said the Lord is racist. You daggone right. He only cares. He said, matter of fact, all that the hell had left over. If you read back, if y'all was reading with us, if this ain't your first time, you heard from the previous weeks, man, that hell was treacherous.
Right.
That hail, you gotta understand, it hit the ground with such force, it caused fire upon the ground. What was left over, Officer Thashiyam?
Whatever was left over, the locusts, we're gonna take care of that too. That's
right. Goodness gracious. Like our power is no joke.
Right.
Our power is no joke. He was like, matter of fact, whatever the hell left behind, this locust gonna tear up. Like, man, good night, man. It's no joke. Because because Pharaoh kept hardening his heart. You know what I mean? It was like it goes to show how much hatred that our oppressor has for us, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? For him to disregard his own people, that go to show you he don't even care about his. Why you think today that their people believe that we're equal?
Right.
You want to know why? Because he don't care about his own. He don't care about his own.
Esau, a monster.
He's a monster, yo.
He's a monster. You know what's heavy? You know what's heavy too? Our people don't really understand that this monster right here, this Esau that's over us right now, this beast.
Right.
He's a beast. The civil rights movement, before the civil rights movement,
good night.
Families was married. I think it was a high percentage of marriage. I think it was like 92. Soon as the civil rights movement came into play, boom. Like we really thought that this was a solution.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We really had that thought that this was a solution. And no, this is why this land has to suffer worse than what we see in verse 12 right there.
That's right. Khan.
It gotta, because the deception on our people is incredible.
Right.
The deception, like people will sit and debate and argue with you that other nations is going through these curses along with us in Egypt. They'll argue that. It's just crazy. So what happened in Egypt, this right here, it's gonna be so much worse.
Right.
So much worse. You got something else on that?
Nah, you're right. Like Officer Tazayah said, man, the Most High is a terrible power.
Yeah, kind.
He ain't this ain't shampoo Jesus. You know what I mean? This ain't, I mean, like how y'all like to say, Jesus loves everybody or God loves everybody. This ain't that. That ain't how your power is. Your power, you mean tell me your power loves everything?
Like he's gonna come through like this.
Yeah,
everybody join in right
That's
now.
what they thinking. That's what they thinking. They thinking he's just gonna come and just scoop everybody up. Hey, everybody, come with me. Come with me. No, man, not your power. Your power. I would want my power. Like we talking about my power, because you like when you think about it, the power of our oppressor. They dropping bombs. They dropping bombs.
Right.
Hiroshima, Nakasima, whatever, Nakzima. But I'm just saying, it's like I said, from me, they dropping bombs, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened with their power. You see what I'm saying? They can come down here and wipe out a whole country. What do you think your power? Your power is way more than anything that they can even fathom, man. Your power could swallow their bombs, spit it out like chewing gum. If you get in line with you, but can't know, like you know how the Christian church like to say, I know this ain't that segment, but you know how they say no weapon formed against me. You know how they love how to say that.
But what? We know you.
Yes, we know about you. But yeah, you know how they love no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Let me tell you something, man. Your power is a terrible power.
Right.
You know what I mean? He can wipe out this whole earth if he wanted to and start all over if he wanted to. But he would rather save you. Just you. 12 tribes of the house of Israel. So look what he doing to these daggone Egyptians, man. The same Egyptians that we try to attribute ourselves to and say that we pharaohs. I'm over in Egypt. My people is the one who built the pyramids and all this other stuff. Look what he did to that people. That people that some of our people try to be like and want to be like and put their name on.
Yep, shaving and putting lipstick on.
Putting lipstick on and having daggone locks, the one little lock in their head.
Yeah, ball.
Yeah. Doing some old crazy. Putting paint over their one eye. This is what he did. This is what he did to them people. Let's go right on into it.
Okay, verse 12. Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt.
Over the land of what?
Over the land of Egypt.
Over Egypt. We just to remind you, we talking about Egypt now,
right?
Because we love our folks. We love to say that we everything but Israel.
Not over Gershom.
Not over Gershom. Not where we was at. Not where we was living at. We over in Gershom, chilling, barbecuing, watching everything go down. We was barbecuing. Like, look at this shit. Look at these dudes going through. But go ahead, Salakia, sir.
And Yahweh brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. Verse 14. And the locusts went up over all the land of Egypt and rested in all the coast of Egypt. Very grievous were they.
Good night.
Before them, there were no such locusts as they. So they never seen nothing like this before.
Never.
Neither after them shall be such.
You heard this? You will never see nothing like this again.
You ain't gonna see nothing like this no more.
You ain't never gonna see like just recently there was a big old locust infestation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just recently, but never like it was. I'm pretty sure it was some places where you walked outside, you seen locusts all over the ground. He's like, God, no, this is crazy. This is like Egypt. No, nigga. Salakia, if I may. Nah, brother. It was not like Egypt. It was not like Egypt, brother. Because the ground was covered so much so that it took up every last bit that was left over. And you gotta understand, there was bits and pieces left over after that hell, man.
That was the cleanup. That was the cleanup.
It was the cleanup. You ain't got nothing.
The Lord cleans up behind himself. You don't go to Exodus 10 and 12.
God.
He cleans up.
Come with God. Like this is heavy. People, I mean, I hope y'all realize how heavy this is, man. I hope you understand how heavy these scriptures are. And if you just catching on and you just go back and read and see what he had already done up until this point.
Right.
Like it only gets worse.
Right.
It only gets worse, man. Like it's getting worse and worse for them. Like y'all think COVID is something? What's coming after COVID? What's coming after COVID? Now we got the Omarion. Even Omarion is getting upset because y'all using my name. Like
yeah,
the Omicron and the Megatron.
Yeah, I was like, it's a singer.
Like you gotta understand all the stuff that's coming. Like what's to come next? You know what's funny, sir? If I may.
What's that?
The crazy part was, right? My job was like, all right, y'all can come back in the office. I got the notice. I ain't been in the office in 2 years, man. Working from home. I got the notice, and I said, man, I ain't trying to go back. I wish something worse come.
Shit.
And guess what?
What?
Now they like
Mario did.
Y'all stay home a little while longer. It's really getting bad. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because we all been praying. We've been praying. The reason why all this stuff that's going down is because we starting to understand who we are. We coming into the ISUPK, and we praying for the destruction.
We sending up those prayers on the sand.
Yeah, we sending up these prayers, and y'all can say what y'all want. Oh, the blah blah blah. No, man, I believe it. I believe it's because of the ISUPK. Everything that's going on is because we sending up them prayers, man.
Right.
Damn, you know what I mean? And hey, if you want to look at us as a hate group and all that other type stuff, you'll understand it's because we're looking for our power to fight for us, just like he did in the days of Egypt.
That's justice.
That's justice.
That's salvation. Moses went and the Most High sent Moses to save his people. That's salvation. Salvation is not what they just say. Oh, it's forgiveness of your sin, and then you go after you die to a floaty place. No. Oh, no. All right. Last you stopped at verse 15, right?
Yeah, I stopped at 14. You want me you gonna read the next 7?
Yeah, I'll read the next 7.
All right, come on, sir.
All right. This is Exodus chapter 10 and verse 15. So like, yeah, hold on. In verse 15, Wakayasa, Atha, Ayan, Kal, Ha'arataza, Watha Kashak, Ha'arataza, Waya'a Kal, Ath, Kal, Ashar, Ha'arataza, Wa'ath, Kal, Apaya, Salakia, Ha'ata Salakia, Ha'arataza Ashar, Hawa Thayar, Haba Rad, Wala. Go ahead. Salakia. Okay. Salakia. Salakia. Go ahead. Salakia. Well, stop at your
Nawathar.
Nawathar. Kyle. Yarakwa.
Yarakwa. Yep.
Yarakwa. Ba'a Tazar. Ba'a Shaba. Salakia.
Shaba.
Ba'a Tazar. Ba'a Shab. Hashada. Bakal. Ratazah. Matazarium. All right. 16. Waya Salakia. Waya Mahar. Oraya. Lasara. Lama Shaya. Will I run? Will ya I mar? Kata Atha ya La Yahaya.
Yep.
La Yahawa. Salakia. Alahaya Quam. Wala Quam. Right. 17. Wa Althaya Sha'a Na'a Kota Athar Thaya Aka Wapa Maha'a Thayaraya.
Hey, Salakia, sir, your camera is off.
Is it?
It's off angle.
Oh man. All right, we gotta keep going.
Come on.
Gotta keep going. No, I'll fix it. What was that? 17 or 16?
You were still on 17.
17. Well, stop at.
Wayakar. I'm Salakia.
Okay.
Yeah. Why you got it?
I stopped at I had just said Waha A Thai Raya Wa.
Okay, come on.
La Yahawa Alaha Ya Kwam Wa Ya Sar Ma'a Laya Rakar Atha Hamawath Haziah, verse 18. Wa Ya Tazaya Ma'am Para'aya Wa Thara Allah Yahweh, verse 19. Yaha Wapaka. Okay, go ahead. So I get where I stop at. Where I stop at?
You it was on 19.
Uh
Salakia.
Yahweh, verse
Yahweh,
19.
verse 19.
Verse 19.
Mhm.
Will Yaha Paka Yahweh Rawak Salakia
Rabba.
Rawakayim
Mhm.
Kazaka Makad
Mhm.
Wayashar Wayashawa
Mhm.
Shah Atha Ha'a Rabaya Waya Thaqua Yawa Yamaya Sawap La'a Nashar Ara Arada Akkad
Mhm.
Bakal Gabawal
Kabbalah.
Matazah Rayam, verse 20. Wa ya Kwazak Ka Yahweh Atha Laba Paraya Wala Shalak Atha Benaya Yashar Ra'al, verse 21.
Mhm.
Wa Ya'al Mar Yahweh Allah Mashah Nataya Yadak Allah Yashamayam Wa Salakia Wa Haya Kashak Allah Aratazayam Tazayarayam Wa Mash Kashak.
That's it.
That's it. All right, go
Yeah.
ahead. Read the English.
All right. This is verse. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 10, and verse 15. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. Good.
Couldn't see nothing.
Our power covered the land with locusts, so that the daggone earth was darkened. And they did eat every herb of the land and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left. And there remained not any green thing in the trees or in the herbs of the field through all the land of Egypt. Man, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. It said it didn't leave not one green thing. Like when you go to Egypt right now, it is desolate. It is dust bowl. It is dirt. Guess what? There were trees out there. There were trees out there. It was beautiful trees. It was thousands of trees all over the place. But them locusts came up and just totally, just utterly destroyed everything. Oh, they're not crazy.
Am I good? Am I good?
Yeah, you talk about.
Yeah, man, this joint crazy, man. I don't know how to work this stuff. I need a camera guy. All right, go ahead.
Good. Yeah, you daggone right. See Anthony Rimmer. He said only ignorant people would ever consider Israelites as a hate group. You know what I mean? Yes, you daggone right. We the direct descendants of Jacob. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like it's our power tore them jokers up, man. Man, you know what I mean? Like it said it remained not any green thing in the trees or in the herbs of the field through all the land of Egypt. He tore up everything, man. He tore up everything. whatever was left over after the hell. You thought the Most High was like, you thought the hell is something.
And I'm gonna clean up. Don't forget, I'm gonna clean up.
I'm cleaning up, man. I'm gonna clean up everything. I'm taking everything.
Right?
Could you imagine that?
Slacky, if I may. By the way, that's verse 12. If y'all wasn't with us when we was talking about it before, that's verse 12.
Yeah,
he cleans up.
We clean up.
He cleans up
every daggone thing. You thought? I mean, think about it. Like even the previous scriptures before that. You know what I mean? About the frogs. Remember the frogs?
Yeah.
And how they stink?
Right?
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it, man.
Keep in mind, because I'm always, Salaki, y'all gotta forgive me. The Lord made me that way. I'm always in battle mode.
Right.
And keep in mind that there is nobody else joined in with us in all of this.
No.
It's just a separation between us and them.
Right.
All right. I want to keep that in mind. Go ahead. Keep going.
That's clear. Kana Makan. Verse 16. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron in haste.
Get boy over here.
Get them over here, man. Sit them down right there in that chair.
Go get them boys, man.
Get them boys. Get them over here. Good.
This is crazy.
He said, this is too much. And he said, and look what Pharaoh says next. And he said, I have sinned against the Lord your God. God.
Salakia, Yahweh, your
power.
I have sinned against Yahweh, your power. That's what he said to Moses. Understand that.
Right.
Right. He's not saying it the way we would say it right here. I have sinned against
Yahweh, your power.
Imagine him saying that, you know what I mean? Because that's what he said.
Yeah.
He was talking to Moses. It shows ownership. It shows possession.
Right.
It shows something personal.
Right.
I'm saying if you look at it properly the way it's supposed to be, he's saying when he says, I have sinned against Yahweh. Remember, he don't even know Yahweh, so now you know his name.
Now. If I may, Salakia, sir, if I may, he didn't say I have sinned against I am that I am.
No, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that because that's what some Christians would be like. Well, his name is I am. Yeah, no. Yeah. He said I sinned against Yahweh, your power, and then he goes on to say and against you.
Man. And
against you. See, you know what? It's going to come a time. It's going to come a time, and that's why I'm gonna hold up. So like it, sir.
So like I was just saying, he going through it. He's like, yo, I said against Yahweh, your power, and against you, my man.
And against you.
The bag bad. I didn't.
God. And you know that's why I'm gonna hold up with Officer Tazayah just put up here. There's something. That's something light compared to what he gonna do to America, man.
Oh yeah, damn right.
You know what I mean? Like that's light. That's a light thing. Understand that what America is gonna have to go through is way heavier than what Pharaoh is going through because they're not trying to let you go.
Right.
And imagine America then saying, "Man, I have sinned against Yahweh, your power." And you, Black, Hispanic, Native American man, what is it going to take for them to say that?
Right, and you know that just shows why it has to come out. Hey, get that too in Jeremiah 3:18. When you think about it, what we're reading shows you exactly what Azar was talking about. Is very heavy. It has to come out that we're the Israelites,
right?
Because the response is going to be Yahweh, your power.
Right.
That's how it's going down. So it's really important that you really understand how this is going to happen. And what he was just bringing out about America, it's gonna come a point that what he's gonna do to America, which is spiritual Egypt, and I'm just gonna pull a scripture on that too. Spiritual Egypt, get that too, and that's Revelation 11. Spiritual Egypt, it's gonna be so much worse. It's gonna be so bad that you're not even gonna remember what happened. None of this that we reading right now, you're not even gonna remember it no more, because what he's gonna do to America, right? The land in the north. What he's gonna do to North America, you ain't gonna give it to me. Give it to me. Jeremiah.
This is Khan. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 18.
Come on.
In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel.
Salakia. That's so important. That's so important. We just did a class. We just did a class on the new covenant, and we talked about, Salakia, the new commandment.
Right.
And we talked about this. We talked about what we're talking about right now, the fact that Judah and Israel was separated. All right. Israel, which is the northern kingdom, was already over here. We saw that in the book of Ezra. We understand now that we understand history. We understand that Christopher Columbus used the Apocrypha to find the Americans. We understand that. All right. So that would be Israel. Judah would be the so-called blacks, the so-called Haitians, and the so-called West Indies. They would be Judah. So now we're all together over here, because now in 1619, they came on the west coast of Africa and retrieved us from over there after we had migrated from Israel, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're there. Now they picked us up. Now we're all together in North America. I'm only giving that brief history because I know it's people that's in the chat that doesn't really know the history, our history too much. So just giving you a little recap of that. All right. So Judah and Israel is here right now. Mm-hmm. Those are the 12 tribes chart. You can look that up. Now read that again.
Khan. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 18.
Come on.
In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel.
Come on.
And they shall come together.
Come what?
Shall come together.
No, they should come separate.
And they shall come together.
One is going to come and the other one going to come later.
And they shall come together.
They're going to come together. Read.
Out of the land of the north.
No, out of the land of the south.
Out of the land of the north.
No, out of the land of the east.
Out of the land of the north.
Out of the land of the north. Where we at? North America. Read.
Right. To the land that I have given them, have given for inheritance unto your fathers. See, if y'all, it's like, if I may, sir, when we reading on,
I can't hear you.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
When we reading on, what you're going to understand is that we didn't come out of Egypt and just go nowhere. We came out of Egypt, and some of y'all know we got our land, which is Jerusalem. You know what I mean? Which is the land of Judah, but there was other lands amongst that. You see what I'm saying? There was other parts amongst that. That's why when you understand who your neighbor is, it's talking about those lands that was around that area.
Right.
It was it was 12 of us, 12 tribes, and each tribe had land. Each tribe had land. So when it's talking about here's what's heavy, and we bought this out during that class, of course, which is a heavy class, man. You know what I mean? The water to you, sir. That class, we was killing. We was killing that joint, man. Like that class was amazing. But let me tell you something, man. People don't understand that it was a time where Judah, the Jews, hated Israel. We fought against one another for years. We fought against one another.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So much so that when Christ came, they weren't even trying to listen to Christ when he was trying to gather us all together. They wasn't trying to listen to Paul when he was trying to gather, even Peter, because of that hatred was deep. Them Sadducees and Pharisees was like, heck no, man, they Gentiles, they Ephesians, man, they Colossians and Romans. You know what I'm saying? They Galatians. They not us. They the Gentiles, man. We ain't to be dealing with them. You deal with us.
Right.
They hated Christ because he was saying the things that he was saying. You see what I'm saying? Because we hated each other. just like we do today. Yes, I know about you.
Yes.
We hate each other. We hate each other. Jamaicans don't mess with black people. I used to go to. I remember when I was in the world, I used to go to the Jamaican club. Man, you dance with a woman, they gonna grit on you the whole night. You know what I'm saying?
Whole night.
Spanish people still want to marry their daughters to they would rather marry their daughters to Esau before they let you marry their daughters. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. We hate one another. Let me tell you something, man. Just like Officer Taziah said, this is a light thing. What we talking about in Egypt, it is a light thing compared to what he gonna do to America, man.
Right.
It's a light thing. Why? Because it's coming to a point, like we starting to see it, but we really don't see it as of right now. The son of perdition hasn't been revealed fully as of yet. We still love our oppressor, but it's going to come a time that they really going to show how much they don't care about you or your children or your old, and it's going to come to a point where you be like, that thing is the devil.
That the Bible speaks of.
That the Bible, that thing is. You know what? This whole time now, I thought it was the shorty that was hating on me. Nah, you without a shadow of a doubt, you're gonna be like, that thing is the devil. What I got to do now? Because this thing is trying to kill me and wipe me out. And then that's when the Most High is going to come, like he did in Egypt, except even worse.
Right. One more scripture. Jeremiah 16.
Jeremiah chapter 16.
Go to Jeremiah 16 and 14.
This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14.
Just to go along with exactly what we was just talking about how it's going to be so worse. What's going to happen to America, North America, the land of the North, where we're going to come out together.
Mm-hmm.
This is scripture precept to show you what we're saying, and we're not just making it up.
Yeah, we don't do like the pastor and just make up stuff. All right, with David and Goliath, we ain't gonna sit here and say David and Goliath is about your battle on the job.
Yeah,
then we gonna tell you the truth. So this is Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14.
Come on.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Understand what he's saying right there. Yeah, listen. This is our spirit right here.
Con.
Spirit of a brother. Read that again.
Con. Therefore,
come on.
Behold,
come on.
The days come.
The days come. It's going to be some new days that's going to be coming around here. Go ahead.
Saith Yahweh.
This is commissioned by Yahweh. Read.
Mm-hmm. That it shall no more be said.
Listen, you ain't gonna say this. You ain't gonna say this right here. No more. Go ahead.
Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
You're not gonna talk about us. What we reading right now in the book of Exodus about Moses, about Aaron, about Pharaoh, about Egypt. We ain't gonna talk about that no more. You know why? Read.
But Yahweh liveth, that brought. But Yahweh liveth,
right?
That brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Of the land of the where?
The north.
Didn't we just read that Judah and Israel is going to walk together in the land, come together in the land of the north?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? What the Most High is going to do to this land of this north, we ain't going to talk about Egypt no more.
We ain't going to be thinking about it.
Yeah, we're always going to be talking about what he did over here.
Right.
What he did to America. What he did to the land of the north.
And Salakia, if I may, sir, and before I go on to that, understand this. Didn't the scripture just say that locusts covered the earth like you ain't never seen before and will ever see?
Won't see this no more. Probably.
So now understand, you will never see locusts cover the earth like that. That's an amazing thing where the earth is darkened, right? But you still ain't going to see nothing worse than what the Most High is going to do to America, man.
You ain't going to see it.
He going to do a new thing. Good night. They don't understand. Like I'm laughing, you know what I mean? But it's really a horrible thing. Like it's a horrible thing, man, because you know what's, man. It's some stuff that like we gonna see it like, oh God, good,
Mm.
jeez.
Yeah.
Like we probably gonna be like, oh man, Lord have mercy. We probably gonna be like, Lord have mercy, goodness gracious. Oh,
Hey, look, Salakia.
shoot.
Let's keep reading,
Come on,
because
time.
what we just read was we're not going to remember it no more.
Right,
Bring us out of the land of the north, right?
right.
And put us back into our land, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what are you going to do?
And from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land
Come on.
that I have given, that I have gave unto their fathers.
Come on.
Behold, I will send for many fishers.
You would send for what?
Many fishers.
Fishers.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them.
All right, so what we're going to do is we fishing.
Mm-hmm.
What we doing? We fishing. You see my motion?
Mm-hmm. Like, hey, brother, come on in here. Come on into this truth.
All right, we get them up in here.
Come to the Passover.
Yeah,
that's
right.
right.
Now what? And then after that, go ahead.
And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them.
Hold on. It's gonna be some hunting going on.
God over God.
It's gonna be some hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for work. I'm looking for work when Yahweh shall return. I'm looking for work. So it's gonna be some hunters. I'm hunting. Read.
From every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. For mine,
That's too wild.
That's what.
Yeah, I just want you to hear that too. And then one more thing, spiritual Egypt. Let me get that.
Kind of kind in Revelations.
Revelation.
11.
All right.
Hold on a second. Let me get there. You want me to start at 1?
No,
it's a lot. Yeah.
Is that verse? Hold on.
John McCon.
Is it 8?
Dead body show. Hold up.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Verse. Hold up. Revelation. No, Salaki. Revelation 11.
Yeah, I'm in 11.
Okay. 11 and verse. You can start at verse 8. You can start at verse 8.
All right, McCon. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 11 and verse 8.
Yeah, that's it. Come on.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which,
you know what that great city is? That great city is America. We're gonna talk about this on Monday. We're gonna bring a lot out about Esau's position in the earth right now, and we're gonna bring out the fact that that great city is America, right? And their bodies would be bodies like Trayvon Martin, all of our brothers that's slain in the street, right? That would be our bodies. Read that again.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Now, listen, look, you ain't gonna get this. You're not gonna get the attributes of Sodom and Egypt together nowhere except right here.
Right
here. We got the pyramids and all that going on. We got the blackity blacks running around talking about they Egyptians, so we got them here too. Yep. We got the spiritual them here. You know what I'm saying? So when it says spiritual Egypt, it's talking about that this north, this land of the north, this North America, this place where he's going to come and bring judgment to. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. All right, we can go back now.
So where we left off at 16. So then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron in haste, and he said, I have sinned against the Lord your God, Yahweh thy power, and against you. Verse 17. Now therefore, now therefore forgive, I pray thee, my sin only this once, and entreat Yahweh thy power, that he may take away from me this death only.
So he going to him and he getting fly. He like, listen, man, please, man, just this one, only this once.
This daggone spirit, boy. This spirit is so familiar, man. It sound like you know who it sound like, right? Yeah, I mean, crying and stuff. Doing that crying and stuff and pleading and sorry, man, I didn't mean it. Please, man, just please give me a blessing.
Something else.
You sound just like Esau, man.
Yeah, right.
You got that same spirit, man.
Spirit. I'm with you.
Only this once, please. Only this once. Only this once. Because I ain't do nothing before this. I ain't gonna do nothing to you again. Just please.
Just this one time.
Just this one time. I ain't gonna do it again. I learned my lesson. Take away from me this death only. Verse 18. And he went out from Pharaoh and entreated the Lord. Verse 19. And the Lord turned, Salakia, and Yahweh turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locusts and cast them into the Red Sea. There remained not one locust in all the coast of Egypt.
That's just the power of Yahweh, though.
Yeah, man.
Just imagine that. Just one big wind. Just
whoosh.
It's gone.
And they
right there.
And they gone.
Man, not only am I letting you go, man, I'm trying to see how can I be down, man. I'll be a servant, man. Right, lock me in. Lock me in.
Man,
imagine that.
Did you see that?
Right. Remember, it said it covered everything.
Yeah.
It covered everything. So,
it was dark. The land was dark.
Right. Just one big gush.
Whoosh.
Oh.
All the locusts gone.
Gone in the wind.
And what did Pharaoh do next?
Let's see.
And the Lord turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locusts and cast them into the Red Sea. There remained not one locust in all the coast of Egypt. But
there's that but again. Go ahead.
But Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Go ahead.
So that he would not let the children of Israel go. Good night.
No go. And we explained that before about the Most High hardening Pharaoh's heart. So we explained that. If you didn't go back and check it out. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. Do you understand that? No matter, understand again, we're not going to remember this. You see what I'm saying? Now understand, after all this, after he done darkened the land and everything, Pharaoh still, his heart was still hardened.
Right.
That he would not let us go. What do you think? What do you think this America understands? They know the hold that they got on us, Officer Tashian. They know it.
Yeah, they definitely know it.
And here comes this pandemic, which is a small thing. And they're not attributing this to the Most High. They'll say China. This is China's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
China flu.
Yeah, China. That's what that is. You know what I mean? This is China. This ain't the Most High coming for his children. This is China doing chemical warfare.
It's the China flu.
Yeah, that's all this is. You know what I'm saying? So they at this point, they not even close to having to have their heart hardened. Right now they just, you know, and we're gonna be talking about, man, the Lord said that going coronavirus, it was killing people by the thousands.
Yeah.
By the thousands. And freaking the Babylon still wouldn't recognize and tell the children of Israel who they are.
Right. It's like, if I may, just keep in mind, the more we wake up, the more we recognize, the more these curses will come.
Right.
The more these plagues will hit this earth, tear up this economy. You know, we got to really understand what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the fall of Babylon. We actually seeing it.
I know what I'm saying. I understand what I'm saying. You understand what we're saying. The generals understand what's going on. But the world, they saying, oh, no, this ain't that. this ain't what's going on.
Now we're gonna fix it. We believe in America.
This is us. We are all going through. We the people.
We believe in Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, they still celebrating Christmas, still celebrating New Year. Meanwhile, we just like, please come out from amongst them, please. You know what I'm saying? Please pay attention to what we saying here. We trying to tell y'all this is the Most High. This is not a light thing, but folks ain't hearing it. And then we go ahead, sir.
Nah, Lucky, I was just gonna tell cats, yo, drop a like on the video. If you watching on YouTube, drop a like on there.
Khan, yeah, go hit that little X button, come out of the live chat, and hit that thumb up button or thumbs down. It don't matter, you know. Put something.
Comment.
Put something in there. But yeah, man. So in verse 21, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. Good.
That they feel it. Just imagine that. Just that you feel it. You don't just see it. If we talking about light, we talking about no light, gone. Now it got so dark, the fear of that darkness just fell upon them and they felt it. That's heavy.
Salakia, it's isn't it in the Apocrypha? I don't Salakia, if I may. You know what verse I'm talking about?
Which one?
When it talks about that darkness.
Hold on. I don't have my
you don't have your joint with you?
Hold on. Keep going, though. I get it.
All right. When it talks about that darkness, man, if we could find that, if any hey, Shalom Matazia Allah up in the building. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see it.
But it talks about it in Ezra's, that darkness, man. I want to say, and Most High start messing with them. They started hearing the voices of their dead. They started hearing like waters rushing. Like imagine it's pitch black dark. You can't. It's so dark you can feel it. And while it's pitch black dark, you hear the sound of rushing water. What do you say, sir?
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, okay, cool. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You would be you don't know what, like, people are scared of two things. I'm gonna tell you, most people are scared of two things: being burnt to death or drowning. Yeah,
drowning can. That's a
nobody wants to drown.
Right.
And nobody wants to be burnt. Like those are two serious deaths that you just don't want to experience. Like I would never want to be in a body of water and like I'm just like I don't want that. And I definitely don't want to be in a fire. Like you definitely don't want that. But those are some serious. So imagine it's pitch black dark, so much dark that you can feel like it's around you, and you hearing the voices of dead people, or you hearing the sound of water. You don't know. Most High was messing with people in that, like, and that's how you know the Apocrypha is part of this book. Not only because, you know, when you read the 1611, you know, it's in there, but when you read some of these stories and how it adds to the stories of the Exodus.
Right.
Like it's that thing is heavy, man. That thing is heavy. Yeah, kind of what I'm gonna do?
Check.
Where we at? Time check. We at 12:55.
Right.
Yeah, we pretty much about to wrap it up here. I don't cut off. We usually cut off at 1 o'clock, sir. All right, so yeah, that we'll pick up on that next week. What we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and send up these prayers.
Yeah, and we're gonna mark. What verse was that? That was verse 21.
21. Kind of Makan. Where my pen at? So we'll definitely pick up on that next week, and we'll talk a little bit more about that darkness. So tune in next week. You know, and we'll bring that all out so that y'all can understand how the Most High was really dealing with this oppressor at this time. And one thing we'll make sure to remind you is that when we come out of this captivity that we're in right now, we're not going to remember that captivity. We're gonna make sure that's heavy. That's heavy. You know what I'm saying? All right. So with that, let's go ahead and send up these prayers.
All right.
So, let me get my John out. All right. Where's that? Where's that? Slovakia. Lost my joint at. There you know. All right. I had to bear with me as I blow this horn. I usually have my all right. See if I can get it here. All right. You got that one, sir?
God. La Yasha Allah.
La Yasha Allah. All right. All right. Amajim, Wapanya Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. What we're going to do is again send up the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Thaba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Baharatazah, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Lathananawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaklanawa, Kawawapi, Salaki, Kawawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafyanawa, Wala'a, Tabayayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwith, Waha'ala, Wahathaparath, La'awalamium, Aman.
All right. This is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it. Amen.
All right. This is Hakak the power. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Baba Kusha, Lathananawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Lahaquium, Hamathium, Hakak, Arakawath, Hatama Allah, Lagarashun, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Thawada Amun.
This is the power in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, and the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it.
All right, this is Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayunya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Izaria, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Wabawaaka, Ma'aita, Wa'ait, Iwalam.
This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
All right. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Dalayamaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awa Yabyuka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Yara Ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya Tazawa, Al Tazapawamyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala Yasakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayishima, Salakia, Wayashimai Alium. Rough on there. Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashath, Am Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Amam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labunya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Kayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adma, Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa, Ka'arab, Wakazaba, Wakatazalmanai, Kal Nasi Yakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Sayatamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapunya Raka, Ka'ash, Taba Ira Ya Ira, Wakalaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa Irika, Wabasawa Pafka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Aya'ait, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kayata, Shemka, Yahweh, Labaka, Alayawan, Al, Kal, Ha'arataza.
All right. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silent, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hated thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, Moab, the Hagarenes, Gabar, and Ammon, also, and Salakia, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined in with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishar, which perish at Endor. They become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Arad and like Zaed. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zulumana, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as stumble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high over all the earth.
That's right. That's right. All right. And with that, Sarah, she's the turn. What we're going to do is we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brethren, men of Israel. Amayim Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Sah, Brakatham, Yajmatah. And we're going to give one courtesy to the salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Amayim Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Yajmatah. And with that, Shalom Israel.
Shalom Israel.